Today we're discussing how to determine a selling price for your home. It's so critical that whenever your house goes on the market, you're within a certain range of market value so that way you can quickly attract a qualified buyer. There are carrying costs, so you don't want to stay on the market too long because not only do the carrying costs add up, but the longer the days on the market, the less likely you are to get your list price. Let's make sure we know what to do in order to determine how to pick the selling price for our home.
Time to Talk Tuesday, where your local realtor, Antonio Newton, discusses the local market and common issues, providing quick solutions, creative ideas, as well as tips for investors, home buyers, and homeowners.
You know, home sellers, especially first-time home sellers, it can be extremely difficult to determine the purchase price of your house or the selling price of your house. You know, obviously you live there, you know the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into it, the memories, and you have such an emotional connection and tie to the property that oftentimes you may give it a little more value than a traditional home buyer or a buyer in the marketplace. And if you are a first-time home seller, you never had to do this before. You are entering uncharted territory, so all of this may be very new. So how do we go about determining the selling price of your home? Well, if you're using a real estate agent, this process is going to be relatively simple. Not only do they have the experience and the knowledge as well as the data to be able to help navigate you through this process of how we determine the selling price of your house. But if you're not using a real estate agent, or if you haven't had success on the market, then there may be a little more question there on what is the right selling price. So this will be some things that you can do in order to help determine what that selling price should be. First, you're going to need to do some research on the local market. You need to see what similar homes are selling for. By looking at homes that are similar in size, square footage, location, etc., it will help you determine the selling price for your house. You want to review past as well as present listings on the marketplace, and that data will help you kind of figure out where you should set your selling price at. Now, the number one source of this data and research is going to be closed listings. This shows you what a ready, willing, able buyer actually paid for the property. Now, you want to try to keep this area that you're focusing within a half-mile radius of your current home. That's going to give you the best, what we call comparable property. Once again, you're looking for something similar in size, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, all of these things. Now, when you look on wherever you're doing your research at, homes.com, Zillow, just the internet in general, you're going to be able to see this home was 2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Sometimes they may have pictures, sometimes they may not. Same thing when you look at tax records and you look at that. However, homes are like people. It's what's on the inside that counts. So even though you may be able to see the square footage and the bedrooms and bathrooms, you're not going to know all the time if it has been upgraded with granite or some of the other features that they may have. So it's important that you do as much diligence as you can to try to get the details, because those things matter. Does it have a half bathroom or a powder room for guests to use? So sometimes the information on Zillow, it may say 3 bathrooms, but it's really 2.5. That makes a difference if you don't have that third full bathroom. So all these things can determine value. Lot size, is the backyard fenced in? Where's the master bedroom at? Is it on the main level or not? Where's the house located at? Is it on a corner? Is it on a cul-de-sac? So a lot of these things can help determine value, because we got to remember that this is most people's largest investment. This is most likely your largest investment. So we want to try to get every dollar we can out of it. You also want to look at the active listings. The active listings are your current competition. So you want to look at their prices. You want to look at the days on the market, see if it's been reduced. How long has it been on the market? You know, now you're not going to know what it actually sells for, but this shows you your competition. So for how similar to yours is, let's say at 300,000, then maybe you want to list it 295 so you're more attractive, depending on features. You also want to see how long that property has been on the market. So if it's at 300,000, it's been on for 95 days, then 300,000 obviously is not a price that the market is willing to pay for that house, because that's well over the days that's currently on the market, well over the average. So then maybe we need to be at 290 or 285. So taking in all these different factors, the close as well as the active, the close are what people actually paid for it, and then the actives are your current competition. And then look at the pending ones if you're able to get access to that, because that's going to show you. Now, you're not going to know what the close price is, but you'll be able to see the activity that's going on in that marketplace. And then once you have determined what prices homes similar to yours have sold for, this will let you know where you need to be at depending on the market. So are we in an aggressive market or are we in a slower market? So right now, obviously, 1st of November, it's a slower market right now. It's about to be daylight savings time. Christmas music's playing on the radio. People are having Christmas parties. People are shopping. People are thinking about traveling, thinking about their Thanksgiving and Christmas plans. So the market doesn't see quite as much activity in this time. So we can't be quite as aggressive. Do people still buy homes around November, December? Of course. But the buyer pool is smaller, so therefore to be more attractive, we can affect that in our selling price. So with all that being said, pricing your home, it can be difficult, especially if you're doing it by yourself and you don't have the knowledge, experience, and resources, but it's not impossible. So if you want to do it by yourself, make sure, one, you research. Look at active listings, look at closed listings, look at the market, so that way you know exactly what range you need to be in to get a qualified, willing, ready, able buyer within a reasonable time frame. Or you can always have the option of hiring a real estate agent, and they will help guide you through that process to make it more, to simplify it for you, because they go into these houses and neighborhoods. They most likely know the market better than you, and they know how to interpret the data as well. So I hope you found this interesting. If you have any questions or thinking about selling or want our access to our first-time home seller program, please give us a call, 803-608-2597. Until next time, thank you so much and stay safe.
This episode of Time to Talk Tuesday was brought to you by the Newton Group at Coldwell Banker, where nothing works until we do. Look for our episodes every Tuesday where Antonio Newton discusses the local market and common issues while providing quick solutions, creative ideas, as well as tips for investors, home buyers, and homeowners. If you'd like to reach out to us, we can be reached online and on land at area code 803-608-2597. So until next time, here's wishing you all fair winds, following seas, and gentle tides.